Welcome to our YouTube channel Starfish. Today we look into the history of the Indochina Wars, a series of conflicts that shaped the destinies of Vietnam, Laos and Cambodia from 1946 to 1975. The Indochina Wars, a sequence of conflicts in Southeast Asia, spanned from 1946 to 1975 and significantly altered the political landscape of the region. These wars are primarily categorized into three key phases: the First Indochina War, the Vietnam War and the Third War, affecting Vietnam, Laos and Cambodia. The outcomes of these wars sowed the seeds for continued instability and conflict in the region for decades to follow. The Indochina Wars comprise a series of military conflicts that took place in Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia. The wars primarily involved the French colonial powers and the United States against communist forces, particularly the Viet Minh in Vietnam, which sought independence from colonial rule and later the establishment of a communist government. These wars not only defined the destinies of Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia, but they also had far-reaching implications during the Cold War, influencing international relations and foreign policy strategies. The First Indochina War, 1946–1954. The First Indochina War occurred between December 1946 and August 1954, arising from tensions between the Viet Minh, led by Ho Chi Minh, and French colonial forces. Following Japan's surrender in World War II in August 1945, Vietnam was left without centralized authority, allowing Ho Chi Minh to declare independence. The re-establishment of French colonial rule led to armed conflict, escalating to full-scale war in December 1946 after initial skirmishes failed to resolve political disagreements. During the war, the Viet Minh, despite facing significant weapons shortages and lack of training, employed guerrilla warfare tactics and enjoyed popular support. Figures such as General Vo Nguyen Giap played crucial roles in strategizing, drawing upon lessons from Mao Zedong's writings on revolutionary warfare. The conflict culminated with a decisive battle at Dien Bien Phu, where Viet Minh forces successfully laid siege to French troops, leading to the end of French colonial rule in Vietnam. The Vietnam War, 1955–1975. The Second Indochina War, commonly referred to as the Vietnam War, spanned from 1955 until 1975, characterized by intense conflict between the Communist North, backed by the Soviet Union and China, and the US-supported South Vietnam. Beginning with the US involvement in the late 1950s as part of its containment strategy against communism, the war escalated into a massive military engagement that drew in hundreds of thousands of American troops by the mid-1960s. The war was marked by significant combat operations, including the Tet Offensive in 1968, which, despite being a tactical failure for the North Vietnamese forces, shifted American public opinion against the war due to its unexpected scale and ferocity. The conflict concluded with the fall of Saigon on April 30, 1975, leading to the reunification of Vietnam under communist control. The Third Indochina War, 1975–1991. Following the Vietnam War, the Third Indochina War emerged, encompassing multiple conflicts, specifically the Cambodian-Vietnamese War and the Sino-Vietnamese War. After the fall of the Khmer Rouge in Cambodia, Vietnam intervened militarily in 1978, resulting in an occupation that lasted until 1989. The conflict exacerbated tensions with China, leading to a brief but intense Sino-Vietnamese War in 1979 as China sought to assert its territorial claims. The Third Indochina War contributed to lasting instability in the region, establishing communist governments across Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia while generating significant refugee crises and international diplomatic challenges. The Indochina Wars left profound impacts on the region and the world, including millions of casualties, widespread destruction, and a lingering legacy of distrust and social disruption. The wars reshaped the geopolitical order in Southeast Asia, diminishing French colonial influence while elevating the role of the United States and the Soviet Union during the Cold War. The aftermath of the conflicts in Vietnam led to significant human rights violations and a series of economic challenges in post-war recovery efforts, shaping the historical narrative and collective memory of the Vietnamese people. The Indochina Wars encapsulate a vital chapter in the histories of Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia, illustrating the intersections of anti-colonial struggles, ideological warfare, and international relations during the 20th century. The wars prompted a re-evaluation of imperialist practices, nationalist movements, and the dynamics of Cold War politics, with a legacy that continues to resonate in the politics and societies of Southeast Asia today. Thank you for joining us as we explored the complex legacy of the Indochina Wars, a story of struggle, resilience, and the fight for independence. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe for more historical content.